All right, let's settle down. Let's get our guest speaker up here. Man, this guy started a group called the Wolf Pack. I remember when he first got started, he was doing so well. And all of a sudden, he's just growing and growing and growing. And then all of a sudden, he moved his people in. They were killing it. They were the top this, top that. They would top everything. I mean, he walked around the convention. I thought he was a celebrity. He had like 30 people around him. Cameras, lights, action. People recording him. Everything he said. If he sneezed, they wrote down at you. And all of a sudden, his team kind of like, we don't need him. We don't. Anyway, and he went back and he built it back again. And he's back this time to stay because he knows what he needs to do. And I'm so proud of this young man because he's done some phenomenal things. He came over here when he was young, saw the ACN opportunity and never had it. He worked at flipping hamburgers over there at where? Applebee's. Saw the opportunity. Said, me, I can make more money using my mouth than flipping burgers over this hot stove. I'm in. Got started and got in ACN and never, listen to me, never looked back and just took off like a rocket ship. So without further ado, can we give a warm welcome to my dear friend, Regional Vice President, Mr. Shakeel Cooper.
I want to thank you again, Mr. Thomas, for having me on this call. I'm excited. I'm out in the Houston sun with my business partner. We're doing some yard work at a few of the properties today before it starts raining. So as always, a busy morning. So I'm excited to get on this call. For the people on the call who don't know who I am, like Mr. Thomas said, I got started in the ACN opportunity almost 13 years ago, 12 years ago. I mean, it's been so long. But I was just 20 years old working there at Applebee's and going to college. And a friend of mine just said, hey, you open and making some extra money. Came out, saw the information. It made a lot of sense to me. Got started on the spot, took it serious. And like Mr. Thomas said, I never took my foot off the gas. And all I did was just have a simple system because I got started in the business. And that's what worked for me and have worked for many other successful people that at the top of the company, because once you understand that anyone can get involved in this ACN opportunity, as long as they're willing to follow the system, duplicate themselves, and just do the work, it's only a matter of time before you start to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So I was able to put together a brief training for you guys today. So if I was you guys, I'll take a pen, a pencil, and a notepad and take down the notes that I'm going to share with you guys today. So the goal is to get a lot of people on your team, right? So the title is going to be from starter to scaler, meaning that you are brand new. Brand new. I don't care if you've been involved in the business for 10 years. Today, just be brand new. Your ultimate goal is to scale your business to the next level. And how do you build a large network marketing empire? The way to do that is by having vision and having the right mindset. You got to understand that this is a business, not a hustle. Treat it like one. So I've always been told that if you treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hustle, you'll get paid like a hustle. And we can agree that most people don't really make a lot of money doing side hustles. You can make some money, but you're not going to make long-term money doing hustle, right? So from there, your first sale is you, meaning that you got to be sold out. If you're not sold out, it's going to be very, very hard to sell out other individuals about the opportunity. So by me being sold out to the opportunity, it was easy for people to sign up because they're like, man, this guy believes in what he's talking about. So I just bought into the opportunity and I believed in this since day one. You got to believe that in the opportunity before you even make a dollar. You got to see the end. From there, you got to focus on long-term thinking. Build leaders, not just recruit. You're going to go through a lot of people, but the ultimate goal is to find leaders out of those people. You might find one leader out of every 100 people that you recruit, but you got to go out there and talk to a lot of people. The game is all about the numbers, right? And I understood was that you can build an empire again with a side hustle mindset. ACN is a big business. So in this business, you got to think big. You just got to think big. From there, you want to write down your why and have a 1 year vision. What's your why? What's the reason why? Because that's going to be the thing that's going to push you to keep working, to keep grinding, to just keep doing whatever it takes to you to get to your goal. So you got to have a why. We all got a why. What's my why? I got a kid, my son. That's enough right there. If you have a kid, you don't need no other why. That should be your ultimate why, right? Don't you want to have your kids just living a different life that you had growing up? So that should be your why. From there, what are some of the core activities to help grow your business? Number one, prospecting. Talk to 5 to 10 people daily. That means DMs, calls, events, networking events. Your goal is to get in front of 5 to 10 people every single day, right? You want to use curiosity and not pressure. You don't want to be that salesperson. Just think about it, right? Whenever you go to Macy's, what happened? A bunch of people just trying to sell you stuff, right? Think about it when you go to the mall. They just trying to sell you. And they're very aggressive. So when we see them, we walk really, really fast. I know I'm not the only person in the mall where it's like, listen, I'm so locked in that I'm going straight to where I'm going because left and right, they're trying to pull me. Hey, try this, try this. So it's like people just don't like salespeople. From there, you want to ask people, hey, would you be open to some side income? People are always open to making some extra income. So by you just putting it out there, let them decide if they want to do it or not. Your goal is not to do the decision making for them. Your goal is just to share the opportunity and let them make a decision. The right person is going to see it. Number two, presenting the opportunity, right? You want to leverage the different tools like webinars, videos, and three-way calls. Three-way calls has been my favorite and my best number one tool since I got involved in the business. I got really good at talking about my mentor. So you get really good at talking about somebody else and getting yourself out of the way and talk about the person that you're working with and make them glow in the dark and walk on water. I promise you, you're going to take a lot of that heavy lifting off your shoulders. And the system just works when it comes to three-way call because what happens is you're edifying the person that they're about to speak to, and then the individual re-edify you and make you sound way better than your friends and your family members know you. So guess what? They're more likely to listen and come out and see the opportunity. From there, always book the next exposure after the next one. So if they got on a webinar, try to get them to a Saturday training. Try to get them to the next event. Tuesday, Wednesday. Listen, the goal is to just keep getting them in the environment, and before you know it, they're going to be sold out. The environment does all of the work. So that's why we used to always make it where as though Saturday training, you cannot miss Saturday trainings. It's just non-negotiable. Everybody has to show up at Saturday training because we know that the energy and the environment is what's going to be the glue to keep your organization thriving because when people are excited, when people are having success, it's contagious. People feel like, man, I want to do it next. So guess what? They're more motivated to keep going. Number three, follow up and closing. The fortune is in the follow up. 72 hours max. Listen, if you show someone the opportunity today, do not let 72 hours go by before you you follow up with them. And the reason why, because after 3 days, life happens. Things happen. So you got to be right away. Hey, can we meet up for lunch tomorrow, bro? If you know they're interested, just keep trying to get them in the environment. And I promise you, 9 times out of 10, they're going to sign up. You want to use the takeaway method. You want to use the no worries. Listen, if it's not for you, just wanted to give you a shot. And they're not going to feel bad as you share the opportunity with them. They're actually going to be more grateful because you thought highly of them to share the opportunity, right? So you got to understand that the business work is all a simple system. It's just who does the system more or have the organization that's doing the system more are the ones that's making money, right? Then number three, duplication is king. Your job is to just enroll people. It is to duplicate. You want to find more leaders. But you got to go through so many people to find those leaders. So remember, duplication is everything because guess what? If you got to do everything, you can't be everywhere. It's just impossible, right? You want to have a simple system in place where you get your brand new business partners launched and qualified in 24 to 48 hours right away. You want to teach product stories, invite scripts, how to book a three-way call. Teach your team how to do three-way calls. Because guess what? Once you start seeing your team do three-way calls, more people are going to sign up because it just works. And it worked for me and it's still working to this day, right? You also want to use team chats, welcome messages, daily, weekly action plans. You want to keep your team in the environment. You want to keep them excited because guess what? When people see other people winning, they want to win too. You want to avoid being the everything person because if your team can't do nothing without you, then you don't have a business. Because if your business can't run without you, it's not a business. I tell most people it's a job because you're doing everything. You got to do all of the calls. You got to do all of just imagine having to do everything. I don't want to do everything. I want to teach other people how to do it because one famous quote that I've heard growing up was that I'd rather get paid 1% off 100 people efforts than 100% off of my own efforts. You got to understand leverage income. Just imagine most of the successful people in the world, they make money when other people do things for them. So they have more time and more money. See, and I want to be the person that just, man, I make a lot of money, but I have no time. And I don't want to be the person that, had a lot of time, but had no money. I want to have money and time together. That's just what I want for me. And I feel as though all you guys should want the same thing because just imagine one day if money was never an issue. Just imagine one day you can do whatever you want and never worry about money again. Those are the dreams that I have. I can't wake up one day and would be like, I just have so much money coming in that I can't even count it. And I can take care of more people because I learned that you can't help the poor by being one. So somebody gotta go get the money. Somebody listen, and there's nothing wrong with money. I know money is taboo to a lot of people. They don't like talking about it, but it's like you work for it every single day, so why would you not want to talk about it? You got to get comfortable talking about money because if you're not comfortable talking about money, then that's the reason why you're not making any money. See, I love money. There's nothing wrong with money because all it does is if you're a good person, when you get money, you're going to do good things. If you're a bad person without money, when you get money, you're still going to do bad things. So money is not really the factor. It's all about the person that you become. From there, number four, build momentum through events. It's all about events, right? Just think about the international, the Saturday trainings. Everything is an event. It's all about the event. Weekly recognition, meaning that every single week, you got to recognize your peoples. If they got 10 points, if they got qualified, you got to recognize people for the smallest things because you think about it, most people don't get recognized for anything at that job. So just by you recognizing them, to them, it's all about feeling good. You want to have small incentives, who get the most qualifications for the week. Just create different competitions. Give away a gift card or something like that. Hey, $25 to Applebee's will get you, and your spouse a two for 20. Like it can be anything small. It don't have to be a lot of money, but guess what? People are just more motivated. Just think about it at your job when they say, hey, if you do certain amount of sales, you get a bonus. So it makes you want to work more because there's an incentive at the end, right? Consistent training. It's all about training, 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 training. Training is very important. The reason why I say training is very important is because if you're not being trained, then guess what? You're going to be stuck doing the same thing. So it's just like me with the gym. It's like I started with my trainer last August, and it's like I'm still training. And I asked myself, what am I training for? Why am I doing this? Like literally, why am I waking up 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym for an hour just to work up when I can go anytime throughout the day? And it's because I want to start having a routine. I want to wake up early so that way I have more of the day left. Some people are just waking up. I've had 5 hours of the day. No, what time is it? 11. I've been up since 4:30. So you realize that, man, you do have a lot of time when you wake up early. People are like, man, I don't have no time. That's because you wake up late. So your habits start to change. So by me just learning that, listen, get up early and do it anyway. Even though you don't feel like it, just do it anyway. And since I've been doing that, everything I've been doing has been going up because I've been consistently just doing it. I don't feel like it, but do it anyway. Create that mindset that you don't care how you feel about something that you have to do. You're committed already. Just do it. So it's all about your habits. People gotta understand that your habit dictates anything. So it takes about 21 days to create a new habit. So let's say tonight, you say, you know what? Instead of waking up at 8 o'clock, I'm gonna start waking up at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna start waking up at 6 o'clock for the next 21 days and watch how it change your life. I promise you, when you become a better person, better things start happening for you. From there, you want to promote the next event like it's the Super Bowl. Why? Because every event is like the Super Bowl. Just think about how most people treat the Super Bowl. They treat it great. Think about the NBA finals right now. Everyone's excited for it, right? So if you treat your business the same way with the same excitement, I promise you, people are going to come out and see the opportunity because it's all about events. Events are where the builders and the dreamers are born. I remember going to my first event. We went all the way to California. I'd never been to California. I slept on my mentor's floor. And then from there, I remember sleeping on his floor, my first convention, and then turned around and then guess what? I had one of the best experiences of my life. But what if I would have never went to that event? What if I would have never went all the way to California? I didn't give excuses. I just went and made it happen, right? So your goal is to create a 30-day run for your team. Instead of the beginning of the month, just set a goal for you and your organization. Say, you know what? For the rest of the month, these are how many business partners you're trying to get. This is how many customers. You got to set goals because with no target, they don't have anything to work towards. You got to get creative. You got to create new things. Be different. Listen, that's all I did when I got started. A lot of things I did, it was never done before. We was doing power hours, ordering pizza. I mean, people did it, but it was just like we kids from Baltimore. You got a bunch of kids from Baltimore to work together. Listen, that's the only time I've ever seen people in Baltimore come together was from ACN, literally, and dressing up in suits. Now it's a whole different story in Baltimore. But just think about it. A lot of people mindsets was changed. These kids never wore a suit before, and now they wearing suits, dressing up. So it's bigger than the money. It was more the inspiration to show people that listen, you can get around different environments and become somebody different. These people started dreaming again. They had goals. People didn't dream in Baltimore. They just did it. But now, because of the ACN, a lot of people have become better people because of the ACN opportunity. So I thank you guys for being on the call today. That's all I got. And we have a good month. I don't want to give away all of the gems, but just give you guys little tips that'll help you out throughout the ACN opportunity. It works, it's always gonna work, but you gotta work it. So if you work it, I promise you it's gonna work for you.